Hello, friends and patrons of Theatre Erindale. Welcome back to the fourth and final episode of Jigging with the Fools, where we get to know the incoming fourth years, better known as the Jigging Fools. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Sophia, and today we are joined by Olivia Sgambelluri, Clarc Manglicmot, Aria De Castro, and Maddy Buchanan.
All right, so we're just going to get started off. If everyone would mind introducing themselves, name, pronouns, anything exciting you want to say.
Hi, I'm Olivia Sgambelluri, she, they, and I'm happy to be here.
Hello, I am Madison Buchanan. I go by she, her, and yeah, also happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Aria De Castro. Pronouns are she, her. I also have an English minor, and I am also happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Clarc Manglicmot. Any pronouns, and I'm the happiest to be here.
Okay, it is not a competition, but I appreciate the enthusiasm from all of our participants. I'm
It's a
going to
competition now.
I'm going to jump right ahead into our first question. So, what have you guys been up to so far this summer? And are there any summer plans you're looking forward to? Anything cool you're doing?
I can start. This summer I just finished summer school, learned about games. Super fun. It was great. Was in a class with Emma, so that was great. And upcoming plans, I mean, I'm working for most of the summer, but also I'm going to Mexico. And I'm going to LA. And I'm so excited to be on vacation.
Okay, I'm going for it. I've just been working. I like switching jobs a lot, so this summer I'm in landscaping. Woo! I'm really sunburned. Actually, wait. Well, okay, yesterday I'm gardening and mowing lawns and trimming and building porches specifically. That stuff. And then yesterday I was doing this guy's garden, and he has this evil grass from Satan himself. And if you I swear to God, I just brushed by it and yeah. So that's also why it's so red on one side of my leg.
Okay, what have I been doing this summer? So far, up until now, I have been volunteering and working in a drama classroom. Whoa. Yeah, I've been side coaching on their scene studies, which has been a lot of fun. They had their final performances today. So bravo to the grade 10s. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Did that. I'm going to Portugal, visit the fam. I leave in a few days. And then after that, I sing professionally with the Toronto All-Star Big Band. So all summer I am rehearsing and performing. And yeah, those are my plans. It takes up a lot of time. So
Are you planning to go into teaching after this? Is that why you're kind of doing volunteering, or is that just like a fun thing that you like to do?
I guess kind of both. I did purposefully ask to volunteer with my old drama teacher so that I would have some experience on my resume. If I decide to go into teachers college, which is definitely an option because I do love teaching and I do love side coaching. It's a lot of fun and it's a different side. It's kind of the side of acting that I love the most in many ways because you get to do all the the script analysis and the character building and all that kind of fun stuff, but from the sidelines, and it's cool. Yeah. So a little bit of both.
Yeah, we see each other. I want to be a teacher, and I think that it's so much fun to be able to do the technique stuff, but
Oh,
also
absolutely.
not have to perform it, and
Yeah.
also teach the people about it. It's so much
I know,
fun.
it's so exciting because then when they do so well, you're like, oh yes, you got it. When they get there and they feel like they got there too, it's so nice to be the motivating factor. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. That's me.
All right, let's see. My summer kind of started out with a nice little cruise to Italy and a little bit of France, and then I got super sick and muscular pain everywhere. But then after that, it's been, I think, lots of modeling and shoots and cosplay events, like back to back to back, and a little bit of regular work in between, just teaching kids how to swim and stuff. But yeah.
Can we ask where you've been modeling, or maybe if you consent to have a photo on the screen right now, we could.
I'll send a good photo. Yeah.
All right, let's just jump in to our next question. So, one thing that you guys do in second year is impulse class, where you do animal work. So, I want to know, we've talked about animal work before in some of the weeks, but I want to know, what are the animals you picked, maybe why you picked them, and would that be the same or would it change? Because it's been 2 years since you've done that, so you never know.
And I want to add, if your animal has a call, can you do the call for us? Pretty.
Okay, well, the animal I was in second year was an armadillo, and I chose it because I was like, oh, I can do cool tricks because, I was a gymnast. Ah, yay, viewers out there, I was a gymnast. And I was like, oh, armadillos curl up into a ball, so I get to like roll or whatever. And, our lovely Professor Melinda was like, let your impulses fly. So, impulse queen, I love her. And so I was like front rolling, somersaulting all over the place. And would it be different? No. I stand by my decision. I love the armadillo, and like it's been used in so many of our like projects. Like it's weird, like in Beck Festival, like I've used it. So it's a skill. It's a skill now, and I stand by it.
I absolutely now need to know, what Beck Festival piece did you bring the armadillo into?
I'm really desperate to know if it was the same one that Aria and I were in this.
No. No, it was in the quote note, written by the lovely Jasmine Jenkinson, where we did like the little zoo thing, and I was the armadillo. Oh, and you asked for the call. Oh God. Okay.
Are you sure that Freya wasn't an armadillo? Because I think that maybe secretly she was, and you're just not telling us.
Maybe
For our viewers out there, Olivia, Aria, and I were in a Beck show together this year, and
it was the work. No, I'm just kidding.
But I guess I'll do the call because you so politely asked me. So, the armadillo makes like a weird like screeching noise. Kind of sounds like a pig. No. Anyways, here we go. Anyways, that's it. I did a lot of work, Melinda.
I was a red fox. I would love to do it again, but I'd also love to explore different things. So, but like, I love my red fox. I actually used that genuinely in my daily life. Like when walking around, that's how I carry myself so that people don't talk to me. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It did have a call, but I was not the best at it. There is a reason that the song "What Does the Fox Say" exists.
That is so valid. My follow-up question for you is, you said that you would like to explore other animals. If you had to choose an animal just off the top of your head to go into fourth year with, do you know what it might be?
The first animal that came to mind was a flamingo. Aria.
I was a flamingo. I was a flamingo. Yeah, I don't remember why. I picked it because I think they're pretty. And I think it's like, I don't know. I think flamingos are cool. And would I choose flamingo again? Yeah, probably. It was honestly a lot of fun because I was a bird, so I like wasn't really threatened by anybody. The confidence that being a flamingo can bring you is insane. Fun fact, before every single Julius Caesar show, I would do 13 bird wings before I went on stage. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, like it was, Calpurnia wasn't really a flamingo, but the sort of elevation that a bird has definitely does give you some confidence. And I think, I remember, because you always do that thing with Melinda where, you transition from like 50% animal to 50% human, whatever. And yeah, when we got to human people, it was definitely like a very confident kind of character that, yeah, totally can apply to other things.
All right. So I don't remember exactly whether I went with like a Black Panther or a Black Jaguar. I just remember it's like a nice, like dark, stocky cat, big cat. I forgot the rest of the questions. And the other well, if I would change it, right? I feel like part of me wishes like maybe I would have gone with like a wolf, have my little Jacob Twilight moment.
Is there a specific call that you worked on?
I think I did a lot of research into it, and I was like, it just sounds like a lion that like is a little bit sneaky. And then like I never actually like did a really good sound. It's more just like big grumbles below my like vocal cords or whatever. And usually I can't do it, but I'm just gonna like cheat a little bit and just
Thank you for sharing. Should we move on to the second question? Or third?
Yeah, third, fourth,
Third.
fourth.
Fourth.
We can count. Okay. This one's a bit more of a really getting in there into the actor's psyche. What was the moment or moments that you guys realized you wanted to be in theater or come to this theater program?
I got mine.
Brilliant.
My moment that I realized I wanted to get in theater was when I was in grade 12. It was just before COVID, and I had a huge Tom Holland phase. And I was obsessed with anything related to him. I knew he was in Billy Elliot. Billy Elliot was playing in Stratford, so my drama teacher was like, I will pay for your ticket. We are going to this. So I went, and it was amazing. It was so phenomenal. And the entire 3.5 hour bus ride home, I couldn't stop sobbing hysterically. I was so dehydrated. And I was just like, if you can make other people feel this way, and that is such an amazing thing. I want to do that for other people. This is such a crazy, magical world that, like, wow. And just like talking about it with my friends after the work that went into it, especially with these young kids that were on stage and like the vocal abilities they had. Sorry, that was thunder. Yeah, that was my moment.
That's really sweet. I had a similar like moment when I wanted to get into theater. Like I had, except I was on like the other end. Like I had auditioned for like my elementary school musical, and then I like realized like, oh my gosh, like audiences love going to see shows, and I want to make audiences feel things. I want to impart emotions on other people, and I think that that still holds like in our practices. Like Molly Hutton is always like a compelling actor, like makes somebody like feel emotions, and period. Thank you for sharing.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I've always loved playing pretend since I was a kid, and I'm an only child, so like when you're alone in your room, you have nothing else to do but play pretend and play with your imaginary friends forever. Like literally I didn't stop doing that until I was like 16. Um, but I don't know, like growing up being sporty, it was really hard to pursue my artistic abilities. And so then when I quit my sport and then I found myself in the arts again, I think like feeling emotion and being able to convey it similar to Maddy, like seeing other actors or seeing my favorite like movie stars or whatever put that emotion into me and I see myself represented is what really made me want to act. I, never saw myself growing up, people that look like me, all that. So I wanted to be that representation. And now it's so much different, but I can still be that representation for someone out there. I guess I have like two key moments. One would be like watching Call Me by Your Name for the first time and seeing Timothée Chalamet. Oh, my favorite. But like how subtle the acting is in that movie. I don't know. I love the subtleties of acting and how, again, compelling it can be. Even when you're not, speaking and doing a whole bunch. And then the second moment would actually be in first year of this program. We were on Zoom in one class, and David Matheson, the greatest, love him. He we do this thing where we drop in thoughts, and the first time I ever felt like I actually dropped in a thought, like I wasn't just doing musical theater in high school and just, performing, but actually feeling something inside. was really gratifying, because as actors, we want to, you know, make people in the audience watching us feel emotions, but to feel it yourself is such a big thing. And so I think now that it's gotten easier for me to drop in and feel emotion, it makes me want to keep going in acting. So yeah, just that first feeling of like, oh, I'm not myself. Like I'm playing someone, I'm doing something different than who I am. Yeah, is the moment.
There's something about being a young person who has like an artistic inclination, but growing up and seeing media that we are not in. I think that there's something there that makes us, for me at least as well, like in addition to like what I was saying about talking about with Maddy about like wanting to make people, I went and looked at my notes because I was like, I didn't quote this properly, but like we want to change the heartbeats of our audience. Yes, that is a big part of it, but also I think representation is very, very important. And I think that that's a lot of people who come from minority backgrounds can feel very similar sentiments about, yes, we want to act because we love to perform and we want to make people feel things, but also we want to be like, I know I did, at least I wanted to be that, and you shared the same. You kind of wanted to be that figure for other people that are growing up like you that didn't have that figure. Was there anyone in general that you especially looked up to as you were coming of age and deciding that you wanted to get into theater?
I mean, she's not an actor, but like Melanie Martinez, I mean, I will say she is a performer, is what she is. Like she makes art that I would love to make it. Yeah, I dream of making the art that she makes, but her specifically, because she is someone who is also like Latina like me and all that, and you know, female, etc. But yeah, just seeing her art and like having the same vision and same like alignment of like how I want to change the world. She is someone that's really big in my life. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just look up to a lot of people in general, like regardless of background, regardless of race and gender. If you're a good person and I feel a connection to you, like I think that's all that really matters. And I think that's how we like change the world as actors, is like not boxing ourselves in specifically to just who we are in our identity, but also not forgetting who we are in our identity is really important to me in my art and what I make.
Not boxing ourselves in, but also not forgetting who we are. I think that there is very much a fine line, but it is a line that I've seen you perform. I think that you walk it very, very well. And thank you so much for sharing that.
I've been thinking this whole time. Um, okay, I think I have two. I think the first show I ever saw was The Sound of Music, and I always loved that movie as a kid. And I think I saw it when I was like 5, maybe 6, and I have an awful memory. But if there's anything I can't remember from my childhood is I do remember like they had a hill and like her running up, and I just remember thinking that was the first time I was ever in the live audience of something. And even from that young, you can feel like the audience like, oh, you can feel the butterflies and the swell when you're affected by something. And I think that show specifically is so much about like love and music and family, and I think the camaraderie that you can find like through art, even though that's not the main point of the show. But there's that was the first time I ever saw something, and I think from then on I was like, I want to sing, I want to act, I want to do that. And then the other time, kind of similar to like what Liv was saying, but except it was when I was in high school. I was in grade 10, and it was the first time I was ever given the chance to like actually play a decent sized role. And I think being given like the space to take up was so empowering. And the role specifically was something that I would just have never cast myself into. And so just being like my teacher giving me the opportunity to take up space and be like, look, you can do the thing that you love watching other people do. And I think, yeah, that was the first time where I was like, oh, other people do this and I love watching it. But I also actually have the capability to like take up that space in the room and not be afraid to like go out there and give it my all. And I think that was when I actually decided like, oh, it's actually for me too. The role was Minnie Jackson in Leaving Home, the play by David French. which I've just been coaching all these grade 10s on like scenes from it. So it's like super full circle for me as of right now. Very emotional.
That is so sweet. I think that something that really, really draws me to like youth arts education is like the feeling of I am good at something and I am good at performing. I think that, and I'm good at like arts. I think that that's a very, very special feeling that is so important for young creatives to be able to find. And it's so lucky and magical when artists like you, for example, when you are able to find that and like lock that in, especially like in a scene study within a character. um and I just shout out
Yeah.
youth arts education, but also shout out Aria De
Absolutely.
Castro. Like,
Absolutely. No, for real. I think it's moments like that that can really change your life and that inspire the new generation. Because I really don't think that I would be here had I not played that role. Because had I not played that role, I wouldn't have even known the capability of what I'm able to do now. Never mind what I was able to do then. And yeah,
It's
Yeah.
really cool that you're probably coaching someone to play that role
the
then.
same role.
And
Yeah.
so they're probably there's a possibility that moment for them is as
Yeah.
inspiring as and formative as it was for you, and you're just inspiring the next generation, which is so cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Woohoo, go theater.
we love giving back through theater
We
education.
love giving back. We love giving
Yeah.
back. But it's
Yeah.
true. You need those moments because otherwise, like, I don't know, you need to give everybody a shot. You don't even know what you're capable of when you're 15, when you're 14.
Mhm.
And then all you need is that like one perfect little slice that gives you a taste. That's the other thing too. I think that moment like not only showed me what I'm capable of, but like showed me what else there is that I can reach. Like, oh, this is what I can do now, and these are my capabilities, and like this is what's ahead of me if I keep actually working at it and like take this seriously and trust in myself a bit more. Yeah, so many learning curves in that moment.
I do have one more question for you because you didn't mention it now. Because you also said that you are like you sing with the Toronto Big Band.
Yeah.
How does that kind of fit into like how you found yourself as an artist and like realize that like because I know it's not exactly theater, but it still is. You're singing. It's
Oh,
a
absolutely.
it's a performance. It's a performance art. It's a performance skill. How does that kind of fit into your whole practice?
I didn't think that the music I like and the art in general, honestly, this applies to theater as well. I didn't think that it still existed. And I truly thought that the niche that I liked was dead because I had absolutely no exposure to it in our current world. Um, and so when I found the Toronto All Star Big Band and Swing Shift and all these other places and things that I sing with, um, it was really cool because I think it opened up so many doors for me. So much of the stuff that genuinely I learn in acting and theater school 100% applies to all of the work that I do in singing. There's so many intersections, and just because you are in theater school for an acting program does not mean you can't sing or dance or paint or do whatever the heck else you want to do. You absolutely can do it all, and I don't care what anybody else tells you.
Agreed. Clark, would you like to share?
Damn, that one's always been a weird one for me because I feel like I never know what the actual like incepting moment of that idea was in my brain. Because I've always been like a shy kid, so I never thought I'd ever be doing any type of performance in my life. But I always saw the value in so many different types of art and what they can do for someone, like the way they can make people feel, even just like images, music, everything, right? And I tried my hand at a lot of them. And I initially, before I came to TDS, I did a similar program, which is the Art and Art History program, between the same institutions. And I just found that I didn't like how like my my own brain responded to that form. And I thought, why not try the performance aspect? Because I've done it a couple times, but not in the traditional format. I've always like been a cosplayer since like a young age. And there was times I've done like little character panels for fun, super cringy, but super fun. And it always made people happy and they made me happy. So I thought, why not just double down on that for a second? And then I got in, and then I think that in camera class, like both times that we've had it were the times that I really found my joy in acting, like finding what part of me fits with that character I'm playing and what part of it applies and what I can use to bring that character to life. And I always find that bringing characters to life is one of the most amazing things you can do. because it feels like it's the closest way to get art into reality, and the easiest way for someone else to receive that art. You can see a person, you can see what they do, you can see how that makes you feel, because everyone's human. Everyone knows how to see what humans are like and what we do when we feel things, right? So I always loved all of that.
I also think that something really, really cool about live theater that you kind of touched on, and I'm just agreeing, is that it's different in the way that, yes, like there's, sometimes there's a proscenium and that's like a barrier, but because you're witnessing like the events and the emotions of the people unfold right in front of you in real time, it's different than it would be like if you looked at a painting depicting the same thing. I think that live theater is so beautiful, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because, so
Yeah.
good.
And with that, I think we are ready to move into our rapid fire round. I'm seeing some nervous faces. Do not be nervous, please. It's going to be wonderful. I'm just gonna get us started. What is your dream character to play?
Medea.
Audrey from Little Shop.
Can I give a kind of ridiculous answer? Okay, then I'm gonna say Mama Rose and Gypsy.
I haven't thought about this a lot, but Spider-Man. Ooh.
Here, wait, I have another funny answer. Give me Tony Soprano. I'll play that. Tony Soprano!
I was waiting for that one. Olivia's mom boss. I was like, if she says Tony Soprano, I'll say Carmela Soprano, but then you didn't. You gave a real answer.
What is your favorite food?
I love all food. I don't know. Korean barbecue.
Smoothie bowls.
Either fish tacos or pie of any kind.
Okay, either potatoes as a whole, like every potato cooked every way, or raclette cheese.
Some very sophisticated palates over here. Okay, and the last question to answer that we've asked every group so far. What are you looking forward to most about fourth year?
Finally being on stage, like, for real, for real. Like, I mean, I know Caesar was for real, but, like, it's our last year, going out with a bang with everyone. That.
Seeing all of our year, all of our friends just be amazing, and, like, it's gonna be so sad to be separated from them in terms of the scheduling, but then just watching them get immersed in a show is just so excited.
Yeah, I agree. I think just getting to see everybody succeed, getting to see everybody we're really being pushed into kind of like a professional standard this year. And I think it's going to be very exciting to see everybody definitely rise to that.
Okay, everyone said the cool answers, so I'm going to say, I'm really excited to see the sets and the costumes, and especially everyone in the costumes in their character.
Yes.
That is
Finally.
one that we have not gotten yet. Usually
That's actually a
everyone's like,
very good answer, Clarc.
yeah.
Really
I
good.
wish I
Usually
thought of
everyone-
that.
Like, we get so excited for like the main stage like set reveals every single year, but it must just be like a different level of special when that's your production. Oh, I'm excited for you
Yeah,
guys.
right. Like
Yeah.
Michelle and freaking Leslie, can't wait to see. And Sarah.
No, because they cook every year.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show, and to all the viewers at home, you can check out the fourth years in their upcoming season next year on main stage at Theatre Erindale. More information about the shows will be coming soon on Instagram, TikTok, and if you haven't seen any of the other episodes, be sure to check those out on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to see you guys on the main stage next year. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.